Well, I've been cleaning off and on for about 3 or 4 days. I gotta fix my heater now. That's a old oil heater. I got another round back, but I had to cut it. I cut it around it and shortened it. It's only 3 foot long, and I gotta replace that piping. That's the reason I gotta take it apart. But it's still drawing. I don't know, I might can patch that. I don't know, I ain't got a lip around here. If I had a lip around here, I could run a piece of pipe around this lip and that lip and might redesign that. And it's got a hole up in that 90. And I just put that one in. I don't know how that stainless steel pipe going to rust away. I need stainless steel all the way down, but it's hard to find a stainless steel 90. Got a fan behind it blowing the heat off. I'll put one down here blowing off sometimes. Got a little bit of a fire on it. I put this door on it. This wasn't enough draft for it. But that old kit, and I had to put another draft on it. About right there's where it likes it. But these closed. I don't know why, but that's what I come up with. Works good. Welded that bong up in that there. Put a washer around it, another washer, and then welded that washer in. It's kind of offset. I was doing it all by myself, hell. Best I could do. I put a nice pipe up there on that one. I done all I could do at the time. I just need to when I cut it off this time, I'm gonna rotate it a little bit, but then it's gonna knock that hole off, but I can patch that, put another hole in it. I don't know. I was just doing it by myself. And I cleaned up the floor right good. That's the ashes from when I was some shot out of it a while ago. That's my pile of wood. That's a big bandsaw right there, which I can get to if I just roll this junk out of the way. That's a big bandsaw. Cut my aluminum with. Have to come out here and do it. This ain't nothing but junk. I've got to get it off of there. That was my motor run stand that I built. And that's some signs I found laying on the side of the road. That's the corner of the county line up here. It was just, I think the snow truck knocked it over and messed it up. And actually, the guy down the road runs the State Department for Castle County, and he brought it up here and gave it to me because they put a new one up. But I got a bunch of stuff up there, four-wheeler, and I had that top right there on my thing, on my heater, and it keeps getting water in it. I don't know if it's building up condensation or getting water in that stainless steel pipe or what, but yeah, I gotta finish the rest of the roof. I done some of it, but I gotta get up and do the rest of it. I'm gonna put up some LED lights, and that's the lift right there. I got it up because I was cleaning the floor. Over here, never mind this axle out of a lawnmower, but that's a tire balancer. I need to put the weights back in there. I cleaned them out. Tire changer. That's a Hobart welder that I hate that I bought. I hate that I bought that thing. It still went through 3 of them damn boards. And it's the only board in it. I done went through 3 of those boards. I got up with a company. I think I'm gonna send it to Georgia, some part of Georgia, and they gonna fix it better. But I took and scraped off the epoxy or whatever the hell they got on that board and found the chips for it. And I think I'm gonna try to fix it myself I think it was some 73 12s or 73 14s. I think it was 73 12s and another chip. That's a welding table, a grinder, them boxes on top of it. It was a bad, somebody had borrowed the shop and left that bad radiator over here, which there's nothing in it now. But as a new radiator for my truck, that's all the junk I got up out of the floor. That light, I don't have no clue why that's in here. I didn't even bring it in here. Tires up there. Yeah, shit hanging on the wall from years back. That's a 350 head there, another one somewhere else, ain't no telling. This stuff hanging all over the wall. Is the transfer case bracket and everything for a 78 Chevrolet truck. That's what Crossman was holding him in. That's the center section, the section for it. Cutting torch, which is one of the tanks over there, the other one's over yonder. Got to put it back on. A friend of mine gave me this thing, entertainment center of some sort. Transmission jack, which I'm gonna get another one of them. When I come up with the money, I'm gonna get one of them that comes down about half this distance, comes down about right here. That way you can pick your transmission on and off. This thing here, a buddy of mine works the transmission jack. A buddy of mine works at a scrap yard, and O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Vance Auto brought that thing in, and there wasn't nothing wrong with it, but the boy didn't have the valve screwed in and threw it away. So he bought it for scrap. That motor stand, same way. I don't know what the hell was wrong with it, what could be wrong with a motor stand, but they brought that in and they junked it, and I put that together. Wasn't really nothing wrong with that one. This one was the same way, it was scrap. I had to weld it together. I think it just didn't have no bolts with it in the back, and they scrapped it because it didn't have no damn bolts. And this is the same way. I think this would come from O'Reilly and them come from AutoZone or something. But this here was scrap. With nothing wrong with it. I don't know why in the hell I rang the guy, got it, and it wouldn't pump, so he brought it back and got another one and scrapped this one out. So I got this one. I got another one outside, but the pump the piston done went bad on it, and I'm gonna replace it with an air one. If I can find an air cylinder, I'm gonna replace that with air, and the next transmission jack I get is gonna be with air. A buddy of mine gave me these racks right here, and that one over there with the junk all over it. That one rolls around. I think that come from Cracker Barrel, and this was a part of another one, or either this was on top of that one, and I cut it down. I can't remember, but that was a press. That's my old junky ass toolbox. Gotta clean up. That's some more junk in another rack. I think a buddy of mine pulled that and had the scrap yard too. This junk over here, a buddy of mine made that mess. A couple of Briggs and Stratton go-kart motors I was working on at one time. This one has got a, believe it or not, don't look like it, but it's got a billet rod piston. This was one of the stock classes, and it run alcohol. And there's a carburetor for it. And I was going to put it back together, but never got to it. And that's one I just got, just messing with. See, I cut I took the cam, which is like that cam up there, and I cut the bottom of the lobe off of it to make it thump more. But then again, a friend of mine gave me that cam there, and has a harmonic balancer right there, I mean flywheel, and has a billet rod, another one I might use for a little 5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton, but as a, what is that, cam, hot cams or something, cam. I don't know, I ain't done it in so long. But that was my little desk to work on, supposed to be working on carburetors on. But nah, that was my little media center. And this right here, believe it or not, this little junky thing runs good as hell. I took a mower deck out up underneath it, and that's what that rear end's doing sitting over here. I know I'm gonna take the pulley. Actually, I think I done it. Yeah, I done it. I took the pulley and made it real little. So this thing's supposed to run a whole lot faster, and I gotta get a belt for it. But yeah, I took that great old big ass pulley off it and I put a little one. We're gonna see what this thing will do. I'm gonna put a gas feed on that mower, you know, put the clutch on one side, and but I gotta worry about brakes. I'm hoping this thing's gonna have enough brakes on this little thing to stop it, but I doubt it. I don't know how they quite stopping them things, but I don't think this thing's gonna work worth a damn. If you know, let me know, but probably have to put a set of four-wheeler caliber or something on the front. I don't know exactly how to do it. I know some of them they do away with that rear end, and they put a four-wheeler live axle on it, which I do have one sitting over here up against the wall. I think it's over there, but I ain't cleaned up out here in a while, and I just got to cleaning up, doing a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's a bunch of junk here. It's a bunch of brand new parts on it. There's a wheel puller right there, a new filter for that little CR80 I got. Yeah, the toolbox is junk as hell. I gotta clean it up. That's next. I gotta clean this up. Clean all that shit up over there. And a buddy of mine gives me 55 gallons drums of oil that he took out of he runs an oil truck, and they take and suck all the oil out of the bottom of it. It could be 30 weight, could be 50 weight, could be hydraulic fluid, could be transmission fluid. Well, this is a combination of all of that. Well, I burn in a waste oil heater, which is that heater. I convert it into a waste oil heater. I get a fire burning in there, and I'm wanting to set the barrel up here, maybe, or make it where to go up and down, where I can refill the barrel, and then maybe pull it back up the top. Well, and run a tube from there over to the heater, and which I burn it in. I better just pour it in there. But that's another full thing of oil. There's another one, full thing of oil. So I got a bunch of free heat. I don't need but a little bit of wood to keep that thing going. But there's some shells I built up there with a bunch of four-wheeler parts on it, bunch of rims, the old seat. But the pan's still good for a 400EX or 400EX. Bunch of alternators. I got a couple leaf wheels and stuff I used to have back in the day. A couple Z-gate shifters for Camaro. Toyota transmission. Good aluminum radiator. Some headers that's wrapped. A steel crank sitting right there. That's that aluminum radiator. That's what them cools it. I think that company went out of business. And that other one up yonder is a Be Cool. That's like 4 or 5 alternators right there. A couple of them back in the back's leasty wheels. But that's the alternator pile. A little bit of everything in there. Bought that nail gun right there at a yard sale for I think $15, but it don't work. You gotta rebuild it. He screwed me out of $15, but it's rebuildable. I think it's a Bosch, I think. But I gotta rebuild that. Ain't no much junk in here. Top off a 400EX motor left over from when I redone my other one. Couple Z50 parts up there, gas tank, seat, which that's outside, what needs to be inside. Dash cluster out of a 78 Camaro. Another seat for a CR80 around the 86, but the pan's still good. You can recover it. I think the foam on that's pretty good. The foam on this one for the 400EX is about gone, but you can replace that. But just a bunch of old junk. That's my four-wheeler brute force, which I got the plastic off of it, because I'm thinking about where I got this header wrapped. It gets pretty hot down in here. I've made a stainless steel shield. When the plastic's in here, it blows hot air right up through here onto your feet in the summertime, and it ain't bad in the wintertime, but in the summertime it's rough on you when you're riding just on this side because of that header. And I was thinking about, I got another different header. That was supposed to have been the drawback on the 2012. And this one hardly has any miles on it. Any hours, I don't never ride it. Let's see.